Hello everyone, this is Zen speaking. Today the topic of the training is the introduction of integrated furniture hardware, functional objects and accessories. It includes three sections. The first one is hardware, the second one is functional objects, and the third one is functional accessories. Hardware mainly includes hinge, slide, door support, sliding door hardware, lock, handle, aluminum style, aluminum edge band, and so on. Functional objects include drawer and pen rack. There are many kinds of functional accessories. It is mainly divided into the following categories: storage solution, light solution, family electric system, and others. Please open your Wardrobe Manual 2019 during the training. You will get more information from it. In the section of hardware, we are going to learn about hinge, drawer slide, and door supports. In OPI, the door hinge used in the integrated furniture is the door hinge of Bloom and Haddish brands. Bloom and Haddish brands are world-class brands. Bloom Company is a world-renowned international top hardware manufacturer of furniture and cupboard, headquartered in Austria, with products in more than 120 markets around the world. Its main products are hinge, drawer, guide rail, and flip door series, as well as various dynamic opening and closing programs. Innovation is the way for Bloom Company to survive. So far, Bloom Company has more than 2,000 international patents, and Bloom hardware has formed a standard model in the industry. Headquartered in Germany, Hinge Company is a family business with a history of more than 100 years. Hinge's products perfectly integrate intelligent technology and hardware functions, and present a unique design style. It has won the top 10 hardware brands in China's furniture industry for many years. The production of hardware to meet different functional requirements, covering the entire furniture series: drawer system, slide rail system, hinge, sliding door, folding door system, and so on. Both door hinges have passed 20,000 opening and closing tests, with a service life of 20 years. In addition, both door hinges have passed 30 hours of salt spray tests with high anti-corrosion performance. It is worth mentioning that OPI is the only strategy partner of Bloom Company in Asia. So, when you are introduce OPI products, you can emphasize the hardware configuration of our products to customers so that customers can be confident in the quality of our products. Before learning about the hinge, let's have a look for the door covering way. The door panel should be matched with corresponding hinge in different covering way. Look at these three diagrams. The first one is full overlay door. It refers to that door panel covers side panel fully. The second one is half overlay door. It refers to door panel covers half of side panel. The third one is built-in door. It refers to side panel covers door panel fully. It is easy to understand, and I think some of you may have found a detail, which is that there is a gap between the panels. This is the technique of furniture in OPI. The gap can avoid the situation that the door can't open. Please don't worry about the gap. When you generate the door panel in CASA, the door panel will automatically set the gap. You don't need to set the gap by yourself. Headquartered in Germany, Hinge Company is a family business with a history of more than 100 years. Hinge's products perfectly integrate intelligent technology and hardware functions, and present a unique design style. It has won the top 10 hardware brands in China's furniture industry for many years. The production of hardware to meet different functional requirements, covering the entire furniture series, include drawer system, slide rail system, hinge, sliding door, folding door system, and so on. Both door hinges have passed 20,000 opening and closing tests with a service life of 20 years. In addition, both door hinges have passed 40 hours of salt spray tests with high anti-corrosion performance. It is worth mentioning that Oppa is the only strategic partner of Bloom Company in Asia. So, when you are introducing Oppa products, you can emphasize the hardware configuration of our products to customers, so that customers can be confident in the quality of our products. Before learning about the hinge, let's have a look for the door covering way. The door panel should be matched with corresponding hinge in different covering way. Look at these three diagrams. The first one is full overlay door. It refers to that door panel covers side panel fully. The second one is half overlay door. It refers to door panel covers half of side panel. The third one is built-in door. It refers to side panel covers door panel fully. It is easy to understand, and I think some of you may have found a detail, which is that there is a gap between panels, like here, here, and here. This is the technique of furniture in Oppa. The gap can avoid the situation that the door can open. Please don't worry about the gap. When you generate the door panel in Casa, the door panel will automatically set the gap. You don't need to set the gap by yourself. Next, let's look at Bloom hinge. Please open 78 of the manual. There are four kinds of Bloom hinge, include Bloom 95-degree quick assembly hinge with buffer, Bloom 95-degree quick assembly hinge with rebounder, Bloom 100-degree quick assembly hinge, and Bloom 180-degree quick assembly hinge. In the list, you can see the information of each kind of hinge, includes the name, code, door thickness, and features. For a Bloom 95-degree quick assembly hinge, it can be divided into three types, include fully cover hinge, half cover hinge, and built-in hinge. And it can be matched with buffer and rebound device. Therefore, it is flexible to recommend to customers. The specific configuration should be determined according to the door type selected by customers and the opening and closing effect of the door required. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation and have a look for Bloom 95-degree quick assembly with buffer. It can be divided into three types: full cover, half cover, and built-in hinge. And this kind of hinge is suitable for installation of the door panel with a thickness of 21 mm to 27 mm. And it can be used in second door panel and many kinds of door, such as aluminum frame door, wood frame door, lacquer door, and so on. Next, let's look at Bloom 95-degree quick assembly hinge with rebounder. And it can be also divided into three types, include full cover hinge, half cover hinge, and built-in hinge. And this kind of hinge is suitable for the installation of the door panel with a thickness of 18 mm to 27 mm. The Bloom 95-degree quick assembly hinge with rebound is suitable for the door panel without handle, and it needs to match with magnetic rebounder because the rebound strength is not particularly large. In order to ensure the smooth opening and closing of the door panel, the width design of the door panel can't exceed the standard size. For a blown 100-degree quick assembly hinge, it can also be divided into three types include fully covered hinge, half cover hinge, and built-in hinge, and it is used in smaller range. This kind of hinge is suitable for the installation of the door panel with a thickness of 18 mm to 21 mm, which can also be matched with buffer. Next is blown 180-degree quick assembly hinge. The blown 180-degree quick assembly hinge is a kind of special hinge. Generally, it is used for the corner cabinet with one shape, and the thickness range of the door panel is 18 mm to 25 mm. We can also call it blown linear hinge. Please pay attention to the diagram on the right. The fake door or thinner must be over or equal to 100 mm to install the blown 180-degree quick assembly hinge. Next, let's look at Hinge 110-degree hinge. Hinge 110-degree door hinge has its own buffer function. It can also be divided into full cover hinge, half cover hinge, and built-in hinge. You can find more detailed technical parameters and application scope on the page 79 of the manual. And open the manual. Hinge 110-degree hinge is suitable for the installation of the door panel with a thickness of 15 mm to 22 mm. And in general, in the relatively high-end product series, the door panel will be equipped with Hinge hinge, such as solid wood, and is an option for aluminum-framed, wood-framed, melamine, lacquer, PVC for finished doors. Next one is Hinge 165-degree hinge. Hinge 165-degree hinge is mainly used for corner cabinet door panel and pentagon cabinet door panel, and the thickness range of the door panel is 18 mm to 25 mm. Okay, let's look at the other hinges. And look at this picture. It is square hinge. It is an imported hardware from Italy. The structure of the down flip door with metal pull rope makes the angle between the down flip door and the bottom panel of the cabinet is 180 degrees, so as to improve the product grade. It is only applicable to the door panel with flat back. The limit size of the door panel is as follows. Door height is 335 mm up to 420 mm, and door width is 850 mm up to 1200 mm. The door thickness is 18 mm up to 22 mm. This one is slice ear hinge, which is also imported from Italy with built-in buffer. It is equipped with narrow aluminum frame called its PWML 4016 and PWML 4017 as standard. The door panel is only used for left and right side hinged door with two upper and lower hinges. So the bearing range of the door panel is set as follows. The first one, the range of the width is from 300 mm to 450 mm, and the range of the height is from 350 mm to 2700 mm. And the second one, The range of the width is 450 mm to 550 mm, and the range of the height is from 350 mm to 2600 mm. And the third one, the range of the width is from 550 mm to 600 mm, and the range of the height is from 350 mm to 2400 mm. Please design this kind of door according to the size range. Next, I will explain how to configure the number of hinges according to the door panels in different height ranges. This list is for hinge quantity configuration. It's easy to understand. When the height is less than or equal to 900 mm, two door hinges should be provided. When the height is from 900 mm to 1600 mm, three door hinges should be provided. When the height is from 1600 mm to 2100 mm, four door hinges should be provided. When the height is from 2100 mm to 2400 mm, five door hinges should be provided. In Casa, hinge quantity is set automatically by the software according to your design. One thing should be noted is that during the design process, if you don't indent the layer by 70 mm to avoid the door hinge, resulting the software reports error, you should adjust the position of the hinge directly in the software. Next, let's look at drawer slide. There are many styles of drawer slides in OPI. When choosing for customers, you need to ask about their budget and opening and closing effect. Different styles of drawer slides have different performance and different prices. Please open the page 81 of the manual. At the same with hinge, the drawer slides can be divided into bloom slide, heritage slide, and slide made in China. Bloom slide contains bloom concealed slide, half extension and with soft closing. Bloom concealed slide, full extension and with soft closing, and bloom rebounding slide. Heritage slide only has heritage 3-section slides. And slide made in China includes full extension 3-section slide with or without buffer and 2-section hanging slide, which is used for computer keyboard rack and is stored underneath keyboard rack. You can see the information about each kind of slide include the name, code, slide depth, and carcass depth. Taken the first one for example, its name is bloom concealed slide, and there are corresponding codes for different slide depths. When the slide depth is 260 mm, the carcass depth should be over or equal to 265 mm. When the slide depth is 310 mm, the carcass depth should be over or equal to 315 mm. When the slide depth is 360 mm, the carcass depth should be over or equal to 365 mm. And the slide depth is 410 mm, the carcass depth should be over or equal to 450 mm. As for the depth of slide, when you install the drawer in Casa, the software will automatically generate the corresponding module. You needn't to consider the corresponding depth of the drawer and slide. Just select the type of the slide. It should be noted that the 3-section slide is not equipped with buffer because the price is cheaper. Half extension slide can only open 75% of the drawer. These details can be tested in the sample cabinet of the exhibition hall. Next, let's look at door supports. The door support is used for flip door. The quality of the door support determines the convenience of the door panel opening and closing, and the service life of the door panel. Page 82 of the manual is about door support. You can see the information of each kind of door support includes the name, code, and door size. And open the manual. Taking the first one for example, its name is Free Stop Door Support and its code is PWWF001. Here is the door size limit, and the door height should be over or equal to 380 mm, and the range of the door width is from 450 mm to 1600 mm. Please pay attention to selecting the appropriate door support according to the size of the door panel. The point to be explained here is that after we generate the door panel in CASA, we only need to select the style. There is no need to select the corresponding module and quantity because the software will automatically set after install door panel. Another point should be noted is the tatami door support. It is recommended that one door should be equipped with one door support. If one door equipped with too much door supports, the door panel may become uneven because of the strong force of rebound. Next, let's look at other hardware because there are many types of hardware. Here I just list some of them that are commonly used and we are familiar with, such as sliding wheel, simple sliding door hardware, lock, shelf bracket, buffer and rebounder, handle, and so on. Please check more items and technical parameters from the manual. First of all, let's have a look for sliding wheels. In the previous course, I mentioned that there are only 4 kinds of sliding wheel styles. From the manual, you can see each kind of sliding wheel is suitable for what kind of aluminum frame. After you have selected the aluminum frame and the style of the sliding door in CASA, it will automatically set the appropriate sliding wheels adapt to the sliding door. We can just follow the default set without additional operation. Then take a look at the wooden sliding door. The wooden door can only be used as a monorail wooden door, which can be made of wood grain board, PVC board, lacquer board, and wood frame board. When it is a single door, the inner length of the layer should be 30 mm, and when it has 2 or more doors, the inner length of the layer should be 60 mm. And we should pay attention to the size requirements. The first one, if the door height is greater than door width, then the range of the door height is from 400 mm to 1000 mm, and the range of the width is from 400 mm to 550 mm. The second one, if door width is greater than the door height, then the range of the width is from 400 mm to 1000 mm, and the range of the height is from 400 mm to 550 mm. Next, let's look at the class sliding door fitting. The class sliding door fitting is a little special. The door type it is applicable to is limited. It is only used for a glass sliding door, and the insert is 5 mm glass. And we should pay attention to the notes. The first one, the glass door thickness is 5 mm. The second one, the matched glass door height is from 450 mm to 800 mm. And the third one, The matched glass door width is from 350 mm to 550 mm. Then let's look at lock. There are two kinds of lock in OPI: cabinet drawer lock and drawer coded lock. As for the selection of locks, cabinet drawer lock is often used for flat drawers and hinged door of desks. It only has a single door lock function. Drawer coded lock is often used for internal drawers of closets, which has better confidentiality. You should pay attention to the notes. The first one. This type of lock only used for wood grain or lacquer drawer box without front panel. The second one. The height of the front panel should be over or equal to 130 mm, and the width of the drawer should be over or equal to 300 mm. You should pay attention to the difference between the two kinds of locks in the design process, and you should note these points. The first one is a drawer matched with a lock. The second one is the drawer panel must be flat. The third one is upper the drawer must install laminate. Next, let's look at shelf hardware. The shelf brackets are often used for fixing and installing wall decorative panels, only suitable for 25 mm and 36 mm thickness panels. And please pay attention to this table of shelf hardware usage rule. It shows the shelf width, hole quantity, configuration, drill hole rule, and note. When the range of shelf width is from 500 mm to 650 mm, two shelf brackets should be provided. And when the range of shelf width is from 650 mm to 1000 mm, three shelf brackets should be provided. And when the range of shelf width is from 1000 mm to 1350 mm, four shelf brackets should be provided. And when the range of shelf width is from 1350 mm to 1700 mm, five shelf brackets should be provided. When the range of the shelf width is from 1700 mm to 2050 mm, six shelf brackets should be provided. When the range of shelf width is from 2050 mm to 2400 mm, seven shelf brackets should be provided. In CASA, the software also automatically set the corresponding quantity according to the size of decorative panels. What you need to do is to change the thickness, depth, width, and the material of the decorative panel. Next, let's look at a hanging bracket. The hanging bracket is used for the fix and the installation of wall cabinet. It has three types include hanging bracket, concealed hanging bracket, and heavy-duty hanging bracket. Please pay attention to the relevant technical parameters in the manual. There are two kinds of the hanging bracket. One is installed at 9 mm back panel, the other is installed at the 18 mm back panel with 9 mm gap between back panel and wall. And this one is matching wall cabinets with 9 mm thick back panels. And you should pay attention to the notes. And the first one, it is installed at the 9 mm back panel. The second one cabinet needs two set brackets. And this one is matching wall cabinets with 18 mm thick back panels. And you should pay attention to the notes. The first one, it is installed at the 18 mm back panel. The second one, the gap between back panel and wall should be 9 mm. And the third one cabinet needs two sets bracket. Concealed hanging bracket is installed at the 9mm back panel with 21mm gap between back panel and wall. And heavy-duty hanging bracket is suitable for deep and low cabinet and installed at the 9mm back panel. And this one is concealed hanging bracket. It is matching wall cabinets with 9mm thick back panels. You should pay attention to the notes. The first one, it is installed at the 9mm back panel. The second one cabinet needs 2 sets bracket. The third one, gap between back panel and wall should be 21mm. And this one is heavy-duty hanging bracket. And you should pay attention to the notes. The back panel thickness is 9mm. And if the range of carcass width is from 900mm to 1600mm, one heavy-duty hanging bracket should be provided. And when carcass width is over 1600mm, 2 heavy-duty hanging brackets should be provided. In general, one cabinet is equipped with 2 hanging brackets. In addition, screw wall installation can also be used to install the wall cabinet. Compared with the hanging brackets installation, there is no good or bad difference, only whether the customer agrees or not. Next, let's look at buffer and rebounder. Buffer is a separate part of hinge. It can be directly buckled on the corresponding hinge to form an integrated buffer effect. Magnetic rebounder is commonly used for a no-handle door with rebounded hinge. This part of the handle style. Please refer to the manual for more detailed styles and parameters. You can see the information about the handle include code, hole clearance, total length, height, colors, and grades. Please note that our handle can be customized, which means that the size, color, and the material of the handle in the manual can be changed. The second part is about functional objects and functional accessories. First of all, let's have a look for functional object. Functional object refers to the fitting with specific functions that can be customized according to the size of carcass. It includes drawer lattice, pant track, push plate, and a keyboard shelf. Each of them has standard size specification, such as wood grain lattice pull-out A. It has this kind of standard size specification. For width specification includes 362mm, 462mm, 562mm, 672mm, 782mm. The depth is 420mm. The height is 150mm. And there are corresponding codes for different sizes. Its material is particle board faced with melamine, and its colors is same as carcass panels, and its runner includes headish or bloom. And you should pay attention to the installation clearance requirements. The depth should be over or equal to 430mm, and the height should be over or equal to 140mm. When you are doing the design, the size of the function object can be non-standard, but the quotation of functional objects should depend on the standard size. For example, if the drawer size is 400 by 420 by 150mm, the quotation of the drawer should be the price of the drawer that size is 462 by 420 by 150mm. Here, I only list some types of lattice and pant rack. You can check more details in the manual. Next, let's look at the functional accessory. Functional accessory refers to the fitting with specific functions that can be customized. If you want to install the functional accessory, you must follow the size of it and change the size of cockers so that you can install the functional accessory. From page 97 to 117 is functional accessory. It can be divided into the following categories: storage solution, care solution, light solution, family electric system, and others. Let's open the manual. For storage solution, it has light storage box, basket, umbrella hanger, and so on. For care solution, it has sliding mirror, intelligent dress mirror, moisture recipient, and so on. For light solution, it has many kinds of lights, socket, light driver, infrared sensor switch, and so on. And for family electrical system, it has cable holder, cable box, many kinds of socket and socket reel. For others, kindly learn by yourself after this training, and please pay your high attention to the specification and techniques. At last, here comes a question. What's the difference between functional accessories and functional objects? I would like to give you some explanations like below. The first one, the size of functional accessories are standard and can be changed, but the size of functional objects can be changed. The second one, the functional objects are made in wood grain or plywood with wood veneer, but the functional accessories material is various. It can be wood, metal, plastics, and so on. Here is the end of this training. Thanks for your watching. See you.